What, to the American slave, is your 4th of July? Mr. President, friends, and fellow citizens, this, for the purpose of this celebration, is the 4th of July. It is the birthday of your national independence and of your political freedom. This to you is what the Passover was to the emancipated people of God. Feeling themselves harshly and unjustly treated, your fathers, like men of honesty and men of spirit, earnestly sought redress. With brave men, there is always a remedy for oppression. Just here, the idea of a total separation of the colonies from the crown was born. It was a startling idea, much more so than we, at this distance, regard. On the 2nd of July, 1776, the old Continental Congress, to the dismay of the lovers of ease and the worshippers of property, clothed that dreadful idea with all the authority of national sanction. Citizens, your fathers made good that resolution. They succeeded, and today you reap the fruits of their success. The 4th of July is the first great fact in your nation's history. I am not wanting in respect for the fathers of this republic. The signers of the Declaration of Independence were brave men. They were great men, too, great enough to give fame to a great age. They were peacemen, but they preferred revolution to peaceful submission to bondage. They were quiet men, but they did not shrink from agitating against oppression. They believed in order, but not in the order of tyranny. Fellow citizens, pardon me. Allow me to ask, why am I called upon to speak here today? What have I, or those I represent, to do with your national independence? Are the great principles of political freedom and of natural justice embodied in that Declaration of Independence extended to us? Would to God, both for your sakes and ours, that an affirmative answer could be truthfully returned to these questions. Then would my task be light, and my burden easy and delightful. But such is not the case. I say it with a sad sense of the disparity between us. I am not included within the pale of this glorious anniversary. Your independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us. The blessings in which you, this day, rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought life and healing to you has brought stripes and death to me. This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice. I must mourn. What, to the American slave, is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him, more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness, swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless, your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are, to him, mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes that would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour. Take the American slave trade, which, we are told by the papers, is especially prosperous just now. It is carried on in all the large towns and cities in one half of this Confederacy, and millions are pocketed every year by dealers in this horrid traffic. In several states, this trade is a chief source of wealth. Here, you will see men and women reared like swine for the market. They are food for the cotton field and the deadly sugar mill. Mark the sad procession as it moves wearily along, and the inhuman wretch who drives them. Hear his savage yells and his blood-chilling oaths as he hurries on his frighted captives. Cast one glance, if you please, upon that young mother whose shoulders are bare to the scorching sun, her briny tears falling on the brow of the babe in her arms. See, too, that girl of 13 weeping. Yes, weeping as she thinks of the mother from whom she has been torn. Follow this drove to New Orleans. Attend the auction. See men examined like horses. See the forms of women rudely and brutally exposed to the shocking gaze of the American slave buyers. The fact that the Church of our country, with fractional exceptions, does not esteem the fugitive slave law as a declaration of war against religious liberty implies that the Church regards religion simply as a form of worship, an empty ceremony, and not a vital principle requiring benevolence, justice, love, and goodwill towards men. But the Church of this country is not only indifferent to the wrongs of the slave, it actually takes sides with the oppressors. They have taught that man may, properly, be a slave, that the relation of the master and slave is ordained by God. It is a religion for oppressors, tyrants, man-stealers, and thugs. Your hands are full of blood. There are exceptions, and I thank God that there are. Americans, your Republican politics, not less than your Republican religion, are flagrantly inconsistent. You boast your love of liberty, your superior civilization, and your pure Christianity. You invite to your shores fugitives of oppression from abroad, honor them with banquets, greet them with ovations, cheer them, toast them, salute them, protect them, and pour out your money to them like water. But the fugitives from your own land you advertise, hunt, arrest, shoot, and kill. You maintain a system as barbarous and dreadful as ever stained the character of a nation, a system born in avarice, supported in pride, and perpetuated in cruelty. You declare, before the world, and are understood by the world to declare, that you hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that, among these, are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And yet, you hold securely in a bondage, which, according to your own Thomas Jefferson, is worse than ages of that which your fathers rose in rebellion to oppose, a seventh part of the inhabitants of your country. Allow me to say, in conclusion, notwithstanding the dark picture I have this day presented of the state of the nation, I do not despair of this country. There are forces in operation which must, inevitably, work the downfall of slavery. The arm of the Lord is not shortened, and the doom of slavery is certain. God speed the year of Jubilee the wide world o'er. God speed the day when human blood shall cease to flow. God speed the hour, the glorious hour, when none on earth shall exercise a lordly power, nor in a tyrant's presence cower, but all to manhood's stature tower, by equal birth. That hour will come, to each, to all, until that year, day, hour arrive. With head and heart and hand I'll strive to break the rod and rend the gyve.